Duplicolor!
Welcome to another episode of Be Tailored. I'm Brandon, and of course, this is my good friend Alex, who's going to be helping me repaint this old, sun-faded bride replica seat. I don't plan on putting it in my car, but it did come with the car, so I figured I might paint it and maybe we'll do something with it, I don't know. But what we're going to be using to return this seat back into its former glory is using Duplicolor vinyl and fabric paint. So let's get to it.
Let's do it!
This ratty old seat came with the Teal 240. It actually used to be black, but after many years of sun exposure, it's lost its color. We're covering the seats back to make sure we don't get any overspray. It may only be a rep that will never go back in the car, but we want to make sure that our paint job comes out at least halfway decent. Removal of the slider is necessary to prevent any overspray on the handle. It's essential to remove the cushions not only to remove any dirt on the seat before painting, but also to apply good coverage throughout the entire seat.
So one of the first things you want to do is you want to cover up any areas that you don't want any overspray on. So we don't care too much about this seat since it is a rep, but we do want it to look somewhat nice. So we went ahead and covered the back side to protect it from overspray. But other than that, make sure you give the seat a good clean and remove the cushions before you start spraying. That way you get nice coverage everywhere. You don't have any gaps that you're missing, any black paint or whatever color that you choose for your seat. Really simple and straightforward. I think there isn't a whole lot to this. But I really do want to see how this fabric color turns out for this really sun-faded seat. So we definitely want to get all this dirt and stuff out of here before we paint it. Otherwise it's going to stick in there once we do paint it. But this seat's definitely worse for wear. It's really sun-faded. The suede, if you can call it suede, has rubbed off on the shoulder pads. There's even a hole right here for a... I'm not sure what that's from. I guess we can all take a good, solid, educated guess into what that's from. So one of the first things that we're going to do is paint each cushion separately so that we kind of see how the paint comes out through each layer. So
let's do this!
Let's do this.
You're gonna want to shake the cans up real good.
Shake vigorously.
Give them a good left, right.
So the directions say to apply about 2 to 3 coats. We're probably going to apply about 4 just to make sure this black really comes out. Doesn't look that bad.
As with many other paint jobs, we waited about 15 minutes in between each coat to ensure that we had a consistent application of each layer of paint. We also painted each cushion from 4 different angles in order to apply an even coat.
So we're running out of daylight here, but we have the seat cushions just about where we want them. Alex has a very fine, very finesse painting technique, and we're gonna see what I can do for this thing. Now before you guys flame me about not taping up the bride and low max seat, it's a rep. I don't really care how it looks. It's not worth much. It's not genuine. So we're just gonna make it all black. Nothing wrong with that, right Alex?
Nothing wrong at all.
Just like the cushions, we attacked the chair from as many angles as we could. Some spots can be a little difficult to get to, and it may require you to hold your can at an unorthodox angle. Just remember, spraying while the can is most upright will give you the most consistent spray pattern.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna want to sell the seat once we're done with them.
It'll look beautiful in a room with a controller.
It's looking pretty good. That is definitely looking way better.
I think that's it. Looks even. Watch me get it out in the sunlight and it's just blotchy.
That looks pretty good. Alex here is all worried about the outcome of all this. He's actually kind of impressed now.
It's black. It's black now. Because it went from this to that. We'll see the before and after photos, and we'll see how it really was.
Yeah, I'm excited to see those.
Mm-hmm. That'll be the true test. The true test. Now if we can get this one to look even, which
I think we can
5
get
more
there.
coats and I think it'll be just fine.
That was like the first coat and a half right there. And that's already made a big difference.
That was just the primer coat.
Yeah. Primer is very important in fabric.
Just get the paint and just
roll it
on. That's how I would go about it. Sherman Williams.
All right, so we're on, what is this, a third coat?
Third coat.
I think we're on the third coat for this. I think we're gonna put maybe 2 or 3 on, however long this can lasts, and see how dark we can get this thing. It's looking pretty good, I think. Gets a little darker each time. Excited to see how this thing turns out.
Focus, precision, beauty. Efficiency. Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Pretty good coat.
Soon you'll think this car seat came black. You won't even know the difference. It will be beautiful. Black as night. Slight strokes of the hand. And with the gentle head nod, we are finished with coat 4. So Duplicolor, great product so far. We're getting really, really, black. I mean, this thing was light. It was gray almost. But I will say, do this in an open space because it smells like I'm baking cookies in here. Man, if you're in here for a little while, I do not advise maybe standing in an enclosed space because you might start smelling the fumes.
All right, so we're finally finished with painting this seat. It's no longer an awful sun-faded yellow, and it's actually a really nice black now. It's taken me about 6 coats of this Duplicolor vinyl and fabric paint, but it was enough to get rid of all these sun-faded lines in this seat and get everything to match up really well. I was worried about that, but this stuff's really easy to work with. The fabric's really forgiving. Luckily, it's not suede or anything like that, which can be a real pain in the butt when working with this fabric paint. I will say that the fabric is no longer a nice kind of t-shirt feeling kind of feel to it. It's not as soft. It's more of like a hard denim feel, which isn't a big deal to me because it's only a replica. But definitely a win in my books. If you're worried about white t-shirts rubbing off on the chair or the chair rubbing off on your white t-shirt, I got a nice microfiber towel here. I'll rub it around a bit for you. And as you can see, no black paint on there, so definite win in my books. About $20 worth of paint, maybe even $15. It's been a while since I bought this stuff, but I would say if your seat needs some brightening up, if it needs a little bit of restoration, definitely a worthwhile mod to go for, or a little project to dive into. Bring a friend. Took about 3 hours. It's gonna be a walk in the park. Leave a like if you guys got anything out of the video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave them down below. I always look forward to hearing your feedback. And I will see you guys next time on the next episode of Be Tailored.